Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank y'all so much for coming back. I do appreciate it. Always beware of scammers and fake pages. I'm only active on YouTube and Instagram. And I'm not a financial advisor or fiduciary, okay? So I'm just a degular mama, wife, worker bee, investing, sharing her journey on YouTube, trying to get to financial freedom, right? Because we all want to be able to quit our jobs one day. That's the goal, right? So I love investing, and I'm hoping that I can motivate you to start. So we're going to be doing February's investing plan, but let's just get the obvious out the way, right? It is a bloodbath right now in the stock market. Okay, it has been really bad, and it was kind of a little crazy for me over this past week. And I'll be honest with you, because everywhere I looked, I mean, I was looking up the weather. I was looking up home improvement stuff, and everywhere I looked, there was articles about tariffs or inflation or the stock market crashing. I mean, goodness gracious, I like to listen to podcasts, and there was like podcast recommendations talking about the same thing. Forums, that's what everybody is talking about. And I was like, you know what? This is becoming too much for me. So I talked to my husband, and we were like, you know what? Let's step back, because overconsumption of anything is a bad thing, especially for my psyche. And I wanted to come on and share that with you guys, because sometimes, it can kind of catch us unawares, even if we're not purposely looking for it. And I was like, you know what? I want to be focused on a solution versus just constantly watching, listening, and reading to the same thing, because that does nothing, right? If it doesn't produces an action on my part to make sure that my family and I can come out on the other side of this better, then I'm literally just wasting time scrolling and swiping, scrolling and swiping. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to share this piece today on the video, because even sometimes me, your investy bestie, can get kind of swayed a little bit just with all of the overconsumption of, tariff talk and stock market crashes and inflation. Sometimes it's best just to turn it off, right? Turn it off and come up with a solution. So I said, I went back to my investing planner. Shout out to all of you who have your investment planner, who have been saying it's been motivating you, because I went to look through my old investment planners from previous years, and I got the juice back. I trust our strategy, and we're just going to keep moving even in red markets, because we're investors, okay? We are looking for opportunities. So we're in February. Isn't that crazy? February 2025, right? And because of all of those financial goals we made back in January, I want to ensure that we stick to those goals. I don't want to create all these goals and then stop. No, that's not me. I want to be solution oriented. So we're in February. We're going to keep going. Our goal amount for the month is about $2,500 extra. That's in addition to all of the other investing that we do. Okay. So that's your HSA, 401k, etc. All of that is already done. Okay. My money affirmation for the month, and this was one of the things that helped me kind of get back centered psychologically with our portfolio, is that I'm at peace with it. Our portfolio is built like a rock. We have a lot of money invested in several places, and I realized, you know what, we're actually really good. I mean, yeah, the market may pull back, but we're actually in a really good spot. Side note, I did buy some more NVIDIA shares. I believe it was at like $116 or so. So I'll share that in a separate video later in the month. But again, if you see me pop up with a screenshot of NVIDIA and I have 150 shares or 200 shares, this is that video telling y'all that I saw an opportunity and I strike. Okay. So yes, I'm at peace with our portfolio. I like how it's built. It's solid, and we're still getting our dividends, so that's a plus. And we're just going to keep, going with our strategy. So let's talk about some money goals for the month. One thing I want to do, my husband and I were talking about this yesterday, is to stock up on some more pantry items. So as a mother, I have some dietary needs in my household. So I want to make sure that I stay stocked up. You may not think that's a form of investing, but it's a form of, I would say, financial wisdom. You want to make sure that in your home, if you can, you have extra, things of paper towels and toilet paper, detergent. If you have people who need medications, my husband and I were talking about that yesterday, about getting a 90-day supply of his medication versus just the 30-day. Just things like that. Rice, bread. I want to actually buy a bread maker. So these are just some of the things we were thinking about in terms of putting some money towards in February. Also, I want to have 10 no spend days. So usually on the weekend, I do not spend any money. After a busy week, I usually like to just stay in the house, right? And I do a lot of my one-on-one sessions on the weekends. So shout out to all of you. If you need some private help, check out my website, mt1finance.com. That's also where all of my trackers, spreadsheets, the investment planner, all of that is there. And then the third thing I want to do is meet with our CPA. So we have been meeting and talking regularly up until we file our taxes. Our taxes, fun fact, can take 7 hours, okay? 7, 8 hours, because there's a lot that goes on. And now that we have the property in South Carolina, we got to get all of that stuff together as an out-of-state property. So, yeah, we are really confident. We already are getting a refund back. I'm just not sure how much because of all of those write-offs and all of those deductions. Okay. So those are some of the money goals, and we just check them off, as we do them. And this tracker, by the way, is in the investment planner. Okay. So stocks or funds we want to focus on, again, SCHG. I will have an updated video later in February because I think we can get our 100 shares in this particular ETF. So stay tuned for that. NVIDIA, I just mentioned that. I would love for this to come down under $100. This article right here from CNBC from Warren Buffett, this was in 2022, but he always talks about, and he likes to buy when things are low. He likes, when everybody is fearful, that's when he likes to buy. He likes to buy good companies at a reasonable, fair price. So this is a really good article. I will have it linked below because this was something else that was able to kind of keep me motivated, like get my mind back on track. And then, of course, VTI. I think the last screenshot I shared, we had 300 shares, but we'll probably have more of this too, because again, if the market falls, I'm going to find some extra money from somewhere and buy some more VTI. Okay. And I realize also that during this, pullback in the markets or recession, bloodbath, whatever you want to call it, I want to make sure that our portfolio allocation remains true to what we, strategize. So we want to make sure our investment portfolio is at least 75% funds. It could be ETFs, it could be index funds, even mutual funds, though I prefer ETFs and index funds. But we want to make sure that allocation stays at 75%. I think it got under to like 73%. So with us putting more money in VTI and SCHG and things like that, it's getting our allocation back to where we want it. Okay. Pre-tax investing. So the 401k is the usual. The HSA is the usual. The great thing is that my husband's job started contributing more to the HSA. So you can get your employer, depending on your job, they sometimes will add money to your HSA for you. So that's a perk. And then continue for the backdoor Roth. Because we do the backdoor Roth, we have to do it in one transaction. And so, we can't make monthly contributions to it because we're over the income limit. But we are still doing the backdoor Roth IRA. And then after tax investing, the investing challenge. So for Q1 of 2025 is VOO, VOO, or you can invest in an S&P 500 fund that's similar. SPLG, FXAIX. There's a couple of them out there. Just choose whichever you want. But again, your $1 a day. I have a playlist for it. I put up community posts about it. You all vote. We talk about research, and it's important to invest. I cannot stress that enough, right? We see inflation. We see tariffs. Somebody's going to come out of this benefiting, right? And most likely it's corporations, right? They may take on the extra cost, but they may pass that extra cost to the consumer. That's you and I. And so we want to make sure that, we are doing what the CEOs are doing. We are buying low and we are buying into good companies, into good funds, and we're just holding. I'm going to continue with a $10 weekly SCHD payment. I will have a separate video about that, so stay tuned. But we're still doing our $10 every week automatic into Robinhood for SCHD. And, it's crazy how it's building up. We're almost at 6 shares now, just $10 every week. Great for low income budgets or budgets where you're kind of maxed out with all of your expenses. You can still invest with fractional shares. And then after tax investing, invest extra on if possible. Because again, if the market keeps pulling back, if NVIDIA gets under $100, you're going to see me pop up later in the month. Like, I have a whole lot more shares, so this is your warning. Not your warning, but like this is the insight that I'm trying to give you now, okay? Coming down to notes to self. Turn off all media when it becomes overstimulated, okay? This is something I try to keep myself in check with, and my children too, though they don't really care so much about the stock market, but just things that just maybe too much, right? You're just consuming too much of it. Turn it off and put something else on. And so that's my notes to self. Another affirmation that I wrote is that it's far better to buy a wonderful company at a fair price than a fair company at a wonderful price, Warren Buffett. What I love about this is that when I can get Nvidia, which is a solid, good company, at a fair price, let me tell you something. Seeing Nvidia down like it is now at these prices, I wish I had like just an arsenal full of money so I could just dump in, but I can't. So I just invest more when I can and just hold on because I believe in the company long term, despite the stuff with DeepSeek. And then our purpose and why, again, just to own more of our own time and build our own dreams. I would love to be able to put more time and effort into Mommy Trader, but I am a mother. I have a lot of stuff going on. And so if I don't have to worry about a 9 to 5, I can work on this more. So that's the purpose of all of this investing. And what I'm watching, reading, or listening to for motivation, our dividend and finance group, we just met this past Friday night for 2 hours. It was a whole vibe. I mean, we were talking about tax refunds, tariffs, the economy. We were just real estate, salary. Like we were talking about everything on the financial spectrum. We were able to discuss our book, The Intelligent Investor. And I really do enjoy our meetings. And we meet again at the end of February. So guys who are a part of that group, make sure you read the next 4 chapters. The audiobook is free on YouTube. But again, the accountability, the group dynamic is so motivating when markets pull back because you can talk to each other, you can motivate each other, you can ask questions. And this is the type of group I wish I had when I first started. You know, just that environment of consistency, transparency, and support when it comes to investing. So that's our investment plan for the month of February. We're pretty good. We're on the right track. And long term, we do believe in the markets. And that's just pretty much built up our portfolio. We're at peace with it. So again, this tracker is in the investment planner. And if you want your digital or physical version, again, check out my website. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what are you doing? What is your mindset during the pullback right now? If you are a seasoned investor, leave a comment for the beginners out there. There's a lot of people new to the market and they're getting scared out right now. So share, a reasonable, helpful tip with them below so that they can kind of stay the course because we're all family over here. This is a safe space. Trust me. I run a solid community over here. So leave a comment down below to encourage the beginners. We have a lot of beginners here, even beginners that are starting in their 40s, 50s, and even 60s. Okay. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, you already know, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.